And so we're looking right here. There you go. He's showing us. Oh gosh. Gosh, dog. Howdy folks, Peyton Sides here. Probably don't know who I am, but hopefully I got something good for you. Been riding horses for a long time, been training horses for a long time, working horses for the public for a long time. Got away from that, only been riding my own horses now for a while. But grew up roping, rodeo, calf roping, team roping, all that good stuff. And, you know, in roping, we see a lot of problems with horses in the box, and we see a lot of problem with horses not really rating well, especially in team roping. A lot of weekend team ropers and that type of thing. They struggle sometimes with their horse rating, and they struggle a lot of times we see in the box. So we actually set out to do a video on that because we have some theories that we use in the box and on rating and just with rope horses in general that are a little bit different than what a lot of people do. We wanted to get that on video, and we wanted to see if maybe it'll help some people, because I think that a lot of the things that we're doing, we're trying to help the horses out in the box. But a lot of times we're actually hurting the problem even more, making the problem worse, or even creating the problem itself. So what we're going to see is we took a horse that has some trouble in the box. The idea was to do a box problem video. Well, when we did the video, it turned out that we didn't do much of a box problem video. We did much more of just a fundamental video, foundational video for a rope horse. But the interesting thing is, the cool thing is that all the things we did will help the box as well. And so you're not going to see much work in the box, but you will see a lot of work that's going to transfer to the box. Because here's the thing we need to understand about the roping box. I think a lot of people feel like that their horse doesn't stand square in the box willingly because they don't want to be in the box. And that's true. It's true that they don't want to be in the box, but it's not that they're anxious about the box itself. What they're anxious about is what's after the box. They know that in the box means a run comes. And so what we have to do is make the run something that they don't care to do. Actually go beyond that and make the run something that they want to do. The term magnets is one that we use, and magnets refers to anything that your horse would rather be at, any place they would rather be at, or anything they would rather be doing. Horses have magnets. You can't keep a horse from having a magnet. They're going to have them. We just have to not only manage the magnets, eliminate certain magnets, but we also want to create magnets. And when we create a magnet, that's when we're training. And I refer to these as micro releases and macro releases. So a micro release would be you pick up your reins, the horse takes a step or even makes an effort to move back, and you release. So you're teaching the horse to back up, right? Well, that's a micro release. Picking up the release of the reins, or say you're adding leg pressure, or say you're adding leg pressure to go forward, and the horse moves forward, and you release the leg pressure. That's a micro release. That is part of horse training, but that's only baby step one. The way to really train a horse is to really focus on the macro releases. And you might be thinking, what in the world's a macro release? Well, a macro release is when the horse decides that what you want to do is what they want to do. And when they do that, you give them a macro release. So let's say they willingly do exactly what you're asking, not just a one single movement, but in general. Let's say we want to track a dummy, and they track the dummy, they rate it perfectly, okay? And they get in the perfect position, and if you ask for any kind of softness anywhere, they respond immediately. That means that you ask to pick up their face, you ask to drive them into the bridle, you ask to bend them this way or that way, or even pull them off, they do that willingly, they're they're connected. Okay, at that point, they're connected with you, and you have a responsive, willing horse. That's a moment that you give a macro release. Now, what would the macro release be in that situation? For me, if it was on a dummy, a sled, or a live cow, even a slow live cow, that macro release would be to completely stop. So if it's a sled, I like doing it on a sled because you can stop the sled. So not only does the horse get to stop, but the sled even stops. Okay? So then you get to sit there and rest and soak up what you just did. That's a macro release. That is when you're really training a horse. Okay, so we need to think of that in when we're talking about the box and the run in general. We want the macro release for a rope horse to be the run and after the run. But we want the run itself to be part of the macro release. We don't want the box to be a macro release, because then you're going to have them not want to leave the box, and that gets to our problem. That's when we find horses that squat, squirm, not get in the corner, and all these things. They're trying to prevent you from making them leave the box and make the run, because they would rather be in the box than make the run. Why would they rather be in the box? Well, because we've scored them in there. We've set them in there and let them rest. We've let them even catch their breath in there a lot of times. We've even loosened the saddle or unsaddled them in the box. And I'm here to tell you that that is not what you need to be doing. Not at all. Stop scoring. Now, there's a purpose for scoring, and that's got to do with the horse being flat and strong on their move. Okay? That's not the same thing as a horse that doesn't want to be in the box, that doesn't want to get right in the box. Getting a horse to be anticipatory and flat and strong when you give them their face and not pulling you out of the box, that's a different story. So that's what scoring is for. So scoring is not for a horse that's sour in the box, that don't want to get in the corner, okay? It's for something completely different. So stop doing that for this problem. We're talking about the problem of a horse that squats and squirms and refuses to even get their butt around towards the corner, okay? We see that all the time. The scoring does nothing for that, and scoring has nothing to do with that. So what also we don't want to do, and what I mentioned, is we don't want to rest them there. We don't want to rest them in the corner, okay? Because that incentivizes them to not want to leave the box. Why would they want to leave the box when this is the rest place? See, a rope horse's magnets are typically this, especially let's talk about team roping right now specifically. Their main magnet is usually the fence tied, because when you get done, this is the ultimate macro release for a rope horse, is you're done roping, right? At least unless you change it, unless you redirect it and create your own macro release. It's up tied to the fence. That's the ultimate, because you're not even on them, right? Another macro release or another magnet for a rope horse is a lot of times standing with the other horses waiting to run your next steer, because they're just getting to stand there and hang out with other horses. That's the place they want to be. And then we create the one in the box as well by resting them in the box, loosening the saddle in the box, letting them completely catch their breath in the box, unsaddle them even in the box, spending a lot of time scoring in the box. All those things actually creates the box as a magnet that they would rather be at. So what do we have with magnets? We have a place that they don't want to go away from, right? That's the definition of a magnet. They want to be there. Not only that, they're hard to get to go away from that. We want to create the magnet in the arena at the run. The cow, the dummy, the run itself needs to be our magnet. And if we can do that, we're going to have a horse that not only is willing to go rope and is willing to go in the box because he would rather go rope, okay? He will realize that if I go get square in the box, I get to go make this run and we get to finish. And I can stop for a second and that type of thing. Now, but not only are they willing to do that, they actually want to go do that. That's what, when you walk in the arena, they say, when do we get to make this run? Because I know everything else we do is going to have some work involved in it. Now, can you avoid tying them to the fence? You could work on tying them to the fence, but you may not be able to. But you can say that, well, you know, how do I completely eliminate the magnet of the fence or standing with the other horses when some of that's not avoidable at times? Well, really all you can do in that point is to make your magnet of the run itself be so appealing to them that they still would rather do that. Okay? And there's just so many ways to do that, but it's all got to do with working the horse, working them, putting pressure on them here and there, showing them that the place they really want to be is at the dummy, at the cow, finished with the run, and that's where the macro release comes in. So we're going to see that as we work this horse. Here's the video. All right, we've been roping. Just go ahead.
Ready?
Go ahead. And this horse he's really charging. He's really not rating at all. The roper, Taylor here, he can't really even focus on roping. He's focusing on trying to get his horse to rate. The horse also has a lot of trouble in the box. And so we're looking right here. There you go. He's showing us, oh gosh, he's showing us where he wants to be. We're looking for what we call the magnet. And what that is the place the horse would rather be. Because what we deal with is when your horse is not giving you what you want, y'all, it's because he wants to be somewhere else.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I told you he'd want to run to this. Just
All
ask
right.
him to walk.
Go ahead, yeah. Just ask him, just give him his face. Drop your hand all the way and just hold the horn if you have to. Drop your hand all the way. Completely drop your reins. All right, Taylor. He's gonna go around this circle for a while.
Yep.
All right. When you get this time around, when you pass that gate, turn him into the fence.
Do what?
Just turn him into the fence and let him out. Don't even pick him up to stop him. One rein at a time. Just turn, now let him go. Drive him off. You got to stay out of his face. There you go. Drop your reins down. He's going to the working team. That's good. That's good. Give him his face. Yes, sir, he is. So what we're seeing is this horse is we're not even going to get to the box, first of all, today. We're seeing that right now. This horse actually has never had a foundation put on it, and it's just running off. It's just, when I'm asking Taylor there to give him his face, completely drop the reins, that horses don't know what to do in that case. He doesn't know how to carry himself, doesn't know how to be by himself, just going. And that's the problem here. So that's what we need to work on. And we can actually work on that and then build the magnet of the dummy, the cow that we're looking for at the same time, kind of, okay? Because what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna jump on the horse, and I'm gonna do what I was kind of asking Taylor to do. We're gonna turn back into we're gonna use the fence to get this horse to say, okay, I need to just do something different because running around ain't getting me anywhere. And what we got to do, guys, what you have to do is you have to make it be the horse's fault, kind of, for lack of a better term, that they're having to go around and around and around and turn back into the fence. We don't want to make them think that we're getting after them, okay? Because if they think we're getting after them, they're going to go into flight mode. They're going to go into self-preservation mode, and you're not going to get much thought out of them. So if we just lightly turn them into the fence, okay, and let them fight with the fence, they'll think that they're doing it to themselves. They're, as Tom Dorrance would say, coming into their own pressure, okay? They're causing that on to themselves. So that's what we got to do. So that's what you're going to see me do over and over and over. And everywhere we go, now I'm going to add some pressure of my own at times. Like if he goes to the box or different places like that, I'm going to add some squeeze and drive and drive and drive, okay? But I'm also going to do a lot of just turning him back into fences, okay? And I give him a loose rein, turn him back, give him a loose rein, turn him back. And eventually what we're going to see is he's going to go to the dummy and we're going to give him a rest. And as the day progresses, we'll go to actually driving the dummy around.
Gosh, doggone boy. So we're just gonna go back and forth. Wait on him to make the change. He's looking for it. See how he's starting to wait on me to turn him? I'm gonna let him go a little bit longer now. And I'm gonna let him go a little bit longer and then see if he'll pick up his pace. If he does, I'm gonna turn him back down. Right there. I'm just right here, I'm gonna let him feel and see if there's somewhere else in the world he might wanna be. He's not running off, so I'm gonna give him a little bit of freedom. Just testing him a little bit, baiting him to see what he might wanna do. Just come around this way. Right here, if he takes off, right here, we're gonna come into the fence. We're just baiting him a little bit. Hey, there we go. Looking for something. He's looking for somewhere else to be. He's looking for somewhere else to be. He's hunting somewhere else. So as long as going around that edge there, as long as he's kind of just trotting around, I'll let him be and let him try to see if there's something else in the world without, but also kind of baiting him to run off a little bit. And if he run off, come back into the fence. Come on. So he's basically at a place right now, he's trying to figure out where in the world can I go to get some relief. He's testing everything in the water. But you see how he's doing it, he's kind of thinking. He's in a place now where he's like, well, I just need to figure out where it's gonna get me some release. He's not thinking, oh, I gotta get there, or he's not on the muscle, he's not off in the instinct, running off mode. He's just looking for something. And I'm just gonna keep moving until he figures out the right deal. And this is more like what you'd be doing with a young horse, where you're actually teaching them where their magnet's supposed to be and not having to do all that turning back and stuff. Now I may change his direction some right here just to make it a little bit more work, because they can trot forever, If he stays in one spot too long, and that actually, if he just trotted right there for a while, that became a release, because that trotting's easy for him. So now I need to move him some more and different, make him turn back some, and not let him test that too long, because he actually got to a place right there where he was perfectly comfortable just trotting circles in that around that box. All right. Right here, he's looking out here in the arena. He just remembered where we were standing a second ago. All right, so we give this horse a little bit of a break. Just jumped on him, and we'll see where he wants to go out here. He's searching for it right here. So he came right to that dummy, to the sled, and he walked straight to it. He wanted me to stop him right there, but we're gonna bait him a little bit and test him, see if he'll get wound up. And really what we need to do is get him wound up, get him going, and then see how he comes back down. Here he goes. He's kind of getting wound up here. I'm just kind of letting him be. I'm gonna go ahead and find that fence right there. Find that fence, come off of it. If he wants to go, we're gonna go. I'm gonna let him find that fence. Find the fence right there. All right, he's coming off the fence, but he's charging on me. I'm just gonna turn him back off the fence. If I have to, let him back out. The main key right here is to not hold him into anything, to let him be. You gotta let him be and then respond to it. Right here, he's trotting kind of easy. I'm gonna leave him alone. He's looking for somewhere to go. We just want it to be that dummy. When he gets to this fence right here, turn him back in it. Come right back out of it. Anticipating turning back, so we'll keep going. Yeah. All right, he's getting too comfortable trotting, so we're gonna ask him off right here. Gosh, dog, brother. Come off of it. Come this way. All right, it's getting comfortable right here. So we're gonna do some circles. There we go. All right, dog. There we go. Let's go back in the fence anyway. Right here, he's not wanting to just run off. He's starting to want to just lope. So we're gonna let him do that right there. Starting to run off right there. Give him the fence. Give him the fence right there. Ooh, give him the fence. Give him the fence. If he charges off, he's getting the fence. Get in the fence. Fence. Get in the fence. Come on. Fence. 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 All we're doing is trying to get him to realize that he's fighting the fence. He ain't fighting us, and there's nowhere to go. Right there. All right, back into the fence. Back into the fence. Right there. Leave you alone. Back to the fence. Now he's gonna see if he can find somewhere else to go. See if that box is it. Nope. Seeing where else he might could go. Well, it's not over here. There's nothing for you over here. It's where he was tied for so long. Not for you. Come out of it. Back into the fence here. Into the fence here. All right, somewhere else. Let's find somewhere else. Somewhere else to be. Find somewhere else. Is it this box? It's not this box. Is it this box? It's not this box. See, he's really searching for the release. But it's not going to be anywhere else but at that sled. We really want him to be able to lope around free, a lot more comfortable than he is. But we got to get to that. We got to get him to where he can trot free by himself with a loose rein, and then we can work up to the lope. He don't even trot on a loose rein. He's trying to find a release by just trotting around over here. So we're going to turn him back a little bit more on this at the fence here. Let's just start turning him away from the fence and ask him, see if he'll commit to going back to the middle of the arena by turning him back this way. Come on. Come on. Oh, oh. See, he started really searching for somewhere to go. And I don't know if you noticed, when I started going, the fence, he was searching enough to where going back and forth the fence didn't matter anymore. So this is where you may ask about coming back away from the fence. So I just started pointing his nose this way. Just pointing his nose. I'm not trying to tell him go that way. I'm just saying that's an option, right? And then he just did this and that and this and that, went back to the boxes. That's why I did a little bit more in the boxes there, because he really wants to go to the box and stand. And so he needs that'll free his butt up in there. He'll get in there and get free and get on his feet, right? Because he'll realize that ain't no place to just hunker down. But he was thinking enough to where I could start offering this to him, right? And you see where he finally said, oh yeah. You know, that last time he said, oh shoot, yeah, I can go up there. That's where it was last time, you know. But he's got to be thinking, he's got to start searching for the place. If he's just going and going and going, there's no sense in trying to point him to the dummy. You got to get him to a place where he's like, okay, I got to find where's the place that you want to be. Where's the release? Please tell me. And that's where then you can start saying, well, it's out there. Just pointing. Like, I'm not trying to make him go this way. He's got to make the decision. I'm just going to point his nose that way. And if he goes wherever else, we'll just keep going. Then point him that way. Then point him. Till you saw where he finally said, okay, let me try that. And then he remembered, shoot, that worked last time, you know. So the other thing is, and I didn't let him really get going a ton this time, but I think you're going to have to work up to that. Well, you got to start with getting that trot, that just kind of where he's mentally searching for the release in the trot. Then we'll build it. When he's so good at that he don't get that wrong, then you can build that at a lope. And he'll do the same thing. He'll be like, I'll just lope around here. Where's the release? Where's it at? Waiting on you to tell him, you know. And then you'll start being able to do what we talked about earlier, where you can push him and then bring him back, and push him and bring him back, and work those transitions up and down. But that's doing it like that, where you let him go, but correct him. Let him go correct. Let him go correct. Just back and forth until he'll start getting his mind to that place quicker, that searching for the release. Because he'll realize pretty quick, it ain't no sense in fighting on the fence. He ain't fighting me. I'm not getting in a fight with him. He'll beat me if I get in a fight with him. He's bigger and stronger. He already knows that because he's already pulled stuff around. And heck, he thinks he's stronger than that fence. Sometimes he runs into it. That's on him though, you know. So he's making steps. Plenty of steps. And this is where it all matters right here. Like if you don't spend enough time here, well, all you did before that's pointless. And all that stuff, you know, you're talking about his head and stuff. That's what I was saying earlier too. I don't care what he does with his head. I'm taking the tie down off. I don't care what he does with his head. His head ain't gonna get right until his mind gets right anyway. So that's pointless to even worry about what he's doing with his head. And when his mind's right, he's gonna drop his head down and get soft everywhere. The softness is in their mind. It's not physical. If you'll give me this softness, if you'll lope soft for me, we'll go to the dummy. You know, then you can start. Now you start using. You've created the magnet that you want instead of fighting the ones you didn't want, and now you can take the one that you've created and use it for your advantage. So, and that's what I'm going to see if I can do some of that right here. And actually just make it be his loping. That loping we were talking about, just getting him to lope real soft on a loose rein. See if he'll do that because he wants to be here. And if he does, give me a half circle even, then I'll come over there and stop. Does he lope both leads?
Better to the left.
Yeah, I figured typically that's a heading horse is better to the left if they got a right lead. No, come on. See, he's wanting to be there. That's good. That's good. Now he's got to be respectful about it. It's good that you want to be there, Now you got to figure out that you got to earn it. I'm gonna try to do it real. Since he's better to the left, let's just test it to the left. See if we can. I'm gonna try not to guide him at all in the slope. There we go. Right here. Right here. You're there. Come around. Let's try that again. Right there. Right there. That's better. Come on. Come on. See all this stuff right here? You got to completely ignore all that stuff right there and get the feet. You got to. It's easy to think, well, crap, why are you slinging your head and all this stuff and get aggravated about that? But if you don't completely focus on foot movement right there, you're not gonna get anywhere. Like, he'll quit all that crap. If you focus only on releasing when his feet move, all that stuff will go away over time. But so right there, now we've built the magnet we want. Now, like, that's exactly what I was saying. Now we can use it. So I was able to just lope him off, and he didn't lope perfect, and he didn't lope just really soft. But he wasn't just running off trying to get somewhere else. He was saying, I just want to stay right here, you know. And so, like I said, he gives me half a circle, I'm going to give it to him and give him the full release stopping. He just didn't respond to me well the first time, so that's when I sent him back off. The second time he stopped, and we just had to get him in better position. Now if I get to where I am guiding him a little bit, I'll do like I did on the red horse earlier and take him a little wider so he can come in on it. Like if he's really loping good, just guide him up a little further and then come in a straight line on it and then stop. So right here, I'm keeping leg pressure on him the whole time. Turn back. Woo! Hello. Where you going, old boy? He's looking for it. He's wanting to charge to it there, but he's going to earn it right here though by relaxing a little bit. But up there, I was keeping leg pressure on him the whole time. And he was taking it pretty well because he was still just searching instead of just running off from it, you know, from the leg pressure. He run off this time to get to the magnet that we built here, but he's going to earn it by right here. He's starting to really soften up right there. That last little circle, he kind of came back a touch. So he's gotten to a place right there where he charged over here. He ran by it. Well, that's what loping them circles right there was fix that. Because he had to realize, well, I got to break down and soften up instead of just running to this area. He completely ran by his deal. So more of that, just coming from up there, letting him come to it, but he's got to rate on his own. That's the rating side of it now. He's got to figure out how to rate on his own. But I mean, the way to keep from getting in fights like we were talking about a while ago is to make him realize that you ain't the one doing anything to it. He's doing it to himself. Because then he's got to fight himself. He's wanting to come right back to it. I'm gonna start him back off back down here. Come around. Find it right there, find it. Okay. Find it right there. Oh, there you go. See, he's getting to a place where you can help him a little bit, like that little circle right there. He wanted to come find it, but he didn't get to the exact right spot. Start helping him a little bit, still trying to stab his way as much as possible. He's wanting to go get in the box and get in the corner, but I don't want him to get too much on that. I want him to free up in there a little more. So that's why that last time I just turned him around and sent him out, you know.
So now we've got to even tracking the dummy. And what we're looking at here, so this is the technique, the method we're going to work with right here. This is very fundamental things. This is very basic. This is how you would start a horse, even on a slower pace, as far as starting a horse for roping. But when he goes to the dummy, okay, if he drives past the spot he needs to be in for you to rope, if he doesn't rate back, then I'm going to bend him off and give him a response to that, okay? Then I'm going to let him go back to it. And if he drives past the spot, we're going to bend off. We're going to get a little bit of work. Then we're going to keep going. When he rates on his own, then he gets a release, which means the dummy stops. And you'll see me, I'll just tell the driver of the four-wheeler to stop, and we'll sit there. So we're building a magnet. We're building the magnet that we want, and at the same time, we're eliminating the magnets that we don't want. We've already kind of eliminated the other magnets because we've got him thinking, okay, there's not any relief in the box, at the fence, or all these other places. Where is the relief, okay? And we're showing him that the relief is actually at this dummy or steer and in the position that you are to be in when we go to rope.
We're starting to work the sled, moving. We're really trying to get this horse to rate a little bit better. And so we got him wanting to go to the sled, but he needs to want to go and be in that one spot with it moving at the same way as standing still. That's going to build our rate. So I'm just going to take him out here and make him do some stuff that he'd rather not do, and then let that sled be the release. Tracking that sled be the release. Not keep go to it yet, and then let him go to it right here. Go on there, just point him in that direction. See, he didn't rate very good. He kind of run up on him, so I'm going to come back, bend him off, send him back to it. He's going to charge in here, see if he gets in position right here. Nope, he kind of ran by him a touch. Come off of, hey, pick your feet up. Come off of him right there. Come back to it. He thinks he wants to be over here. Come on. I'm going to guide him to it just a touch. There we go. See how he comes back to him right here. Right here. Stop. Whoa. Right there. Just sit for a minute, you can cut it off. So we're looking for him to. He was coming to the sled pretty good, but he was really charging up on him and kind of almost running past him. That's where I just kept bending him off, taking those circles, making him do something a little bit harder. And then we show him that if he'll come get in the right spot, he gets to stop. Steer will stop, he'll stop. We sit here for a minute. Speed up. Slow back down. Atta boy. Hey, stop. Stop. Yeah. See how he charged in there and rated the back?
I couldn't tell he rated. I thought you were having.
He did that. No, he did all that. I had my reins ready to just help him, but he did it. I was going to test him and see, have you speed up and then you slow down, but he didn't. He charged off anyway. But that time he came in here and picked himself up. Atta boy. Come up. Go. Slow down. Let it go down. Go down. He needs to get where he can back in. To it. Go to it. Go to it right there. Come on. All right. Stop. Stop. Ooh. There you go.
So that wraps up the first day, and we made a pretty good bit of progress with this horse. But this horse is really on the muscle when you turn him loose. He doesn't know how to go. He never got a foundation in just carrying himself around, carrying you around, and just being able to go out and be comfortable doing that. He's always been held up. My guess is he was taught how to go left, right, and stop, and they went to roping on him. And he never really learned anything, to be honest with you. And I'm not blaming Taylor, the guy that owns him now. Taylor bought him as a green rope horse. And I don't know who started him. It doesn't really matter. But just to be honest and pretty blunt about it, he wasn't started correctly at all. He was pretty much done wrong because he got no foundation. He got no help. And then now here he is, when he goes out here and you go to do stuff with him, he freaks out and he goes into survival mode, and it's just ingrained in him. Now, we've already started the process of getting that out of him. The owner, Taylor, he's had situations at home where he's run back, almost run through the fences, run through panels, with him on his back. So this is dangerous. It's dangerous not only for the rider, but for the horse both. So, folks, when you go to start a horse for something, don't assume that you know. Get help. Try to find out the best way to get things done and do things right, not only for yourself, but for your horse. Because let's say you started a horse like this and you just got him roping, okay? And then he blows up like this. It's not helping your name. It's not. You know, if that's what you want to do, if you want to be a person who turns out horses to the public or sells horses that are roping and want to have a reputation, then you're not helping yourself. So, you know, I'm not here to rant and rave about you and complain about you, but I'm trying to tell you, you're not helping yourself. Help yourself out by learning something. Find people who know and find people who truly understand horses and get information from them. And then when you're working with a horse, pay attention to the horses. Let them teach you a lot of things as well. I mean, I've learned as much from horses as I've learned from anybody. Watching or listening to anybody or getting advice from anybody.
So he's on the go here already. So we're just gonna start out just like we did. He's already knowing kind of the game plan. I didn't ask him to trot off, so we're gonna come back into this fence and let the fence slow him up. He needs to just walk off somewhere.
So here we are, day 2. We're gonna try to do the same thing again. See where he's at first. Test him, see where he's at, and then just see what we need to work on.
Right now, if we don't have the sled, he's looking for where's the place to go, and he ain't sure. Let's go down the fence here. He's trotting off. I didn't ask for it, so here's what we're doing for the most part here is I'm just getting his nose just enough to let the fence do the work. I'm trying to be as much of just a passenger as anything, so he can realize that what he's doing and the work he's going through is on him. Okay? And I'm not making him do a bunch of stuff. He's got to realize that he's the one making himself do all this work. And if he wants to go at it, he needs to go at it with the fence and not me. I'm not trying to hold on to him or ask a whole lot out of him, but I'm just trying to get him to a break point in this fence right here where he's got to make a turn. And what he'll see here is if he'll make this turn here and just walk out of it, then I don't do anything. You know, he don't have to come back across it again. He just needs a ton of this. I mean, he needs so much of this, it's unbelievable. So you can eliminate having to do all this if you start these horses right and let them learn how to move out here on their own by themselves. So I brought him around a little extra right there to see if, just to offer the arena to him to see if he might want to go out there and just walk out. He didn't, so we come back to the fence. But you can take your young horses out here, and when you first go out into the arena, hey, there we go. When you first go out into the arena, there it is. He's starting to get the idea. You just let them go and let them learn how to just go on their own out here with you on their back. And there we go. You eliminate all having to do all this stuff later on. He's looking for a release right here. That's why he's coming straight to the camera. Because yesterday, if you remember, when we were resting him, he come to the dummy. Now he's like, well, crap, where's the release? And I'm just going to show him it ain't over here at all. It's not in these boxes. So now he's already searching. I didn't have to do a whole lot with him. We hadn't even broke a trot. And he's like, where in the world do I get some relief? All right, so he's trotting off on me right here. We're just going to let the fence turn him. So, you know, if you go back to starting these horses right and let them learn how to be on their own and learn that there's no place to be but where you want them to be. And there's no sense in trying to do anything else other than go where you want them to go and just wait on you, because that's where the release is going to be. He's searching for it. I'm gonna turn him, just bring him around here a couple of times because he's still trotting a little bit. See if he'll come back down to a walk out of this right there. Come back around. See if he'll come back out of a walk right here. I'm not just trying to worry too much about these circles with him. I just want him to come out of just like that. Now let's see what he decides to do. So this is the key to the whole thing. Everything's got to be his decision. The finding the right place. He thinks it's right here with the person holding the camera. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let him circle right here, but I'm going to squeeze and just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So that's pressure. That's pressure the whole time. And he's got to realize, well, that ain't going to get me anywhere because that's extra pressure. So what I'm going to help him a little bit, point him right here, see what he wants to do. Right there's his position. He didn't stick with it. Hey, he's up. He didn't stick with his spot there, so I don't want to work him too much around that dummy and that sled. I want to try to do all the work over here and other places. He's looking for a place for me to let him be. So he's searching for it. Actually, let's see if let's ask him to lope a little bit. This is where he starts really getting on the deal. Let's pick him up right here. See, he's not under himself at all. That's why he wanted to fall down. Just come around, ask for him to soften right here, right there. Come back out of it. Come on. Come on. He's kind of charging right here. Just come around, bring him down. So now we're not having to use the fence so much. We can do it a little bit out here in the open. Start working on him learning how to just lope. And I'm not trying to lope circles or anything. I'm just taking one lead or the other. And I don't really care what lead he goes in, because that's not a goal right now. The goal is simply for him to learn how to go up and come back down. I'm not trying to get perfect flexion and softness in his face. Simply trying to go up and come back down. Come on. He's not comfortable. He don't want to go wide open. He don't want to lope even, because he's not comfortable with himself being able to come back down from it. That's why I'm actually having to really drive him into it a little bit there. And he's the wrong lead and counter cantering and crossfire and all that. None of that stuff matters. That's his responsibility to get his feet right. My responsibility is to help him come up and come back down. You might think, well, bending him down into the circle, wouldn't that cause him to duck around in there? No. After time, he's going to have to stand up. Going from a big circle to a small circle like that, he'll have to stand up. Because at any moment, he'll realize I could bend him down to a small circle. Let's see if he goes to our spot over here. Let's see if he goes to our spot. I'm going to let him come right here. Just stay there. He's coming right by the camera. When he gets there, I'm squeezing, sending him back out. Because that is not the spot. Just constant squeeze right here. Legs on. Legs on. Legs on. Might help him right here a little bit. Oh, here we go, running off. So we're going to come down to the circle. So we're just incorporating something new. It's going up in speed, back down in speed. His body's so out of the whack. He's kicking me all out to the outside. He's not standing up that good. He's never really been made to move his body right. So that's why all that's happening there. But let's try to help him a touch. He's still wanting a place to release. He thinks it's over here at the camera. So I'm gonna help him a little bit here. Remind him that it's right. I want to remind him that it's right here. Pick up, get him in the right spot. Needs to move over a little bit right there. Let's go here for a second. And we'll sit.
So he went to the dummy pretty quickly. He got over the fence thing pretty quickly. So actually, what I'd realized that he needed to work on was more of the just being able to go, and just travel like the whole arena. Just be able to lope the whole arena, and do it on loose rein without running off. So that's actually what we ended up working with a lot, and we'll show that here.
I'm just gonna ride him off. Go loose rein, go where you want to go. Trot him off a little bit and let's see where he goes to. So I'm just lightly keeping my legs on him here. And see if he'll, let's just start bending him back and forth. I don't want him to just get comfortable just going in a circle. Because that can be a release, just trotting around in a circle like that. So we don't want him to be too comfortable just going around like that at this stage. That would have been for when he was a baby. We're at a place where we got to fix some serious stuff. He's asking to go to that dummy right there. So I'll start keeping him away from it a touch here. Make him beg for it. Charging on right here. Just gonna pick up here. Keep your feet. Come down right here. See all that? He just needs to have plenty of these corrections on that charging off. Just like that. The more you do it, the more comfortable he gets going up and coming back down. Like right there, he's charging. He's 1,000 miles per hour leaning his body right there into that, and so he's not in good position. He's not standing up. He's just running off, ducking into that circle. So we'll just come around over and over and over. Tons of this. I prefer, what we're looking for here is if he comes out of this and he just kind of lopes off and he said, well, let's see if he'll let me lope to that dummy and stop, and I'll let him be. That's what we're looking for, him to make that decision on his own, instead of when I ask him to lope off, instead of, hey, instead of him getting on the muscle right here, see, he's a lot better right there, so I'm gonna let him lope a touch. I might actually coach him right here to this dummy. All right, I'm gonna help him a little bit, get back in position. So he's getting a release now, because that time when he loped off in that circle, he didn't just run off. He actually loped, he was high lope, but he didn't just dive in and just run off. So he earned a reward, he earned a rest. So, and you say, maybe you ask, why does this horse run off when you go to lope him off? It's because I got him on loose rein, and he don't know how to be on a loose rein, because I don't know that he's ever been on a loose rein. I don't know who started him. I don't know none of his history in that way. All I know is what I saw yesterday, and being on him yesterday, and getting on him here today. And I do know this, and this is not a shot at the guy that owns him now. It's just the way it is. He don't give him a loose rein really ever. But I'll be honest with you, that's pretty common in the team roping world. How many times do you see people rope steers and they come back down the arena and they just walk their horse on a loose rein, or trot them even on a loose rein? Those horses are on the muscle, and they're having they just constantly holding their face. And so that's what's created this deal where if you give him a loose rein, he runs off, because he don't know how to be on a loose rein. He's never been on a loose rein. He don't know what that is. He don't know how to control himself. He don't know how to be, and this is the ultimate thing, he don't know how to be responsible for himself. He's asking to stay with this dummy, which is good, but he's got to earn it. So now that we've established his place of rest, we've created the magnet that we want. Yesterday was all about changing the magnets from over there at the gate, to the box, the place where you tie up, and all those places. We wanted to eliminate those and create the magnet we want. That's the dummy, which is ultimately the steer. Today is all about making him earn that magnet. Okay, so that's the next step. He's got to earn it. So he's asking for it really bad right here, and I'm gonna say, no, you got to earn it. You got to come out here and let me lope you in circle soft and get collected up with your body, not in the way people think with, holding their face up and all that stuff, but just naturally on your own, just pick yourself up and lope and not dive around this circle all like a dang, race car coming around a turn. So he's loping right here. Sped up a touch right there, so we're gonna come around and we'll go back off the other direction. Okay, I'm not worried about any leads or anything. We're just worried about coming back down. And here's the other key thing to all this, is all of my little corrections here are very minimal and they're very out of the way, and they're making it be where I'm just lightly asking him to come down here. How hard it is on him is up to him. You see how he's getting better and better and better at this, coming down in this circle. It's really getting soft. I haven't done any, this is another kind of side tangent. Haven't done any lateral flexion, standing still, or any of that stuff. All I've done is ask him to come in these circles, and when he softens moving forward, just like that, he gets little releases here and there, and then a complete release. Let's go back this way. A complete release when I let him out of it. He's on the muscle right there, and he may be coming to that dummy pretty hard, and I'm not going to really discourage that, but too much, because I want him to charge to it. But really, we want that to be on our terms, not because he wants to. So if he wants to go hard to that dummy, it needs to be because I asked him. He don't even know. He's trying. So this horse can't even lope a straight line. You noticed right there. When I went to lope him off right there, I just gave it to him straight. And dang, he's trying to figure out which direction am I supposed to go. Well, I'm not asking you to go a direction. You need to learn how to lope straight. Right here. See if you ask him to lope out straight. He don't know what to do. Around here. See there? So now I'm gonna start, let's get a little western. Start bending him to the outside and say, well shoot, you ain't gotta go down in no certain direction. Just go straight. Hold on here, because that way you don't fall. Easy, bend him around so we don't fall. So we're gonna start bending to the outside, taking these small circles, hold him in it a little bit longer, make it somewhere he gets a little bit comfortable being. And maybe actually starts liking this too, right there. See how I asked him to look off, he immediately went into a circle. So that's because he never learned how to just lope, without any and just waiting on you to give him somewhere to go. He's only ever been forced into a circle. So he don't know how to just go. And he ain't comfortable with it. So all this horse's problems are our fault. Whoever's been on him, people riding, they're all our fault, because ain't nobody ever gave him any good direction. And so we just got to take responsibility for owning and using horses. And heck, if we want to have good horses, then we need to take responsibility so we can build good horses. But I can tell you this, locking one down into certain bridle, tie down, loping circles, keeping your hand on their face the whole time, never letting them do things on their own, that ain't it. It's pretty obvious with what we got right here. This horse has been working pretty hard here, and he ain't really checked up yet. That's how much he's so unsure about what he's supposed to be doing. He still won't just lope off in a... There you go. Oh, he's on the muscle. Here we go. Come on. I could do this all day, just ride and rant about stuff. Just ride, go around and just fuss about not doing it right. Come on. Come back down. Come back now. Just softness right here. Give me your face just a touch. Just give me some softness. Right there. Let's just trot. See what you do. Just a trot right there. Just a trot right here. Let's help you right here and go to your spot. Let you earn it up here. Let's start working on this a little bit. So now, all this ducking and diving, try to redirect that by saying, look here, that's what I want you to do. You know, I want you to go back and forth. I really wish you'd do that. And him say, well, dang, I'd rather do something else. Can I just go straight? Yeah, you can just go straight. See there? Just like that. All that ducking and diving, you make that be like work. And have him say, well, I'd rather just go straight. Let's do a little bit more of that. Back and forth. Back and forth. This will get a horse stood up that ducks and dives all over the place because they have to get in position to make a turn and they don't know which direction they're going to have to go. All right. See if we can just lope. All right, let's try something a little different here. He's gonna fall over. So let's see if he'll let me just pick him up back down like this, back down to a walk. We're gonna change directions, walk. So we'll just start doing some transitions here. And I'm gonna start guiding him a little bit more. Oh, come on. Well, never mind. Hello. I don't care about leads or none of that. Like we said, counter canter and crossfire and all that mess, don't really care. What we're looking for here is for him to just lope. Just lope off right here. Don't care where you go. Just lope. Don't care as long as it ain't running off. Right there, just like that. Just like that. Now we're getting somewhere. Right there. There we go. Whoa. Whoa. Right there. There we go. He is tired. He's got enough gas to do the nasty stuff. He's got enough gas to do the right stuff.
Now, we've done a lot of work on this horse just to be comfortable going out in the arena. Going, not just sticking to an area and loping wide open, but being able to lope the whole arena without running off and getting anxious and feeling like he needs to run off and get somewhere. And we got some progress there, but this horse still has a lot to work on. Like I said, you can tell from what we've shown you in the videos that we have not really gone in the box at all. We didn't do any more roping. We didn't track the dummy today. We let him rest at the dummy at a standstill. We never pulled it, but that's because we were working on something completely different. We're working on what should be the first thing you do with a horse when you take him out of a round pen. The first thing you need to do with a young horse when you take him out of a round pen, this horse is 7, so we're having to do square one things on him, is when you get out of the round pen, go to a bigger pen, and just go, okay? Go at a walk, go at a trot, go at a canter. Just go and have them realize there's nowhere to be but where you are, and get comfortable going at that pace, at each gait. You don't even have to do it in arena. If you're comfortable enough, you can do it in your pasture or in a big pasture, big field. A big pasture is helpful because you got some fence, but it really doesn't matter. You know, if they run off, if they're young and you're doing that type of thing and they kind of run off, you can always bend them around. You know, you'll get that established in the around pen. You can always bend them around for your own safety and that type of thing. But this is square one, like I said, square one from starting a horse, and that's all we really worked on this second day. But we did continue to build the magnet that we want, being the dummy, the sled, by every time we gave him a big macro release, it was at that dummy resting and catching his breath. He worked 2 sessions. So we worked 2 sessions the first day, gave him a big rest after the first one, came back again. Same thing on the second day. Another thing is that the just loping around the arena, soft and easy, or even trotting or walking, that is also, you should also look at that as a macro release, a large release. So that's something that we want the horse to want to do, so that should be considered a macro release. And you might think, well, how do you make that a macro release? Well, you have to add in little bits of harder work around it and then open it up, open the door to that macro release of just loping out, trotting out, whatever it is, walking, whichever gait you're trying to work on. And then when they go through that gate, there's no pressure at all. They just get to go. And it's really that simple. It's a common exercise for starting young horses that you see from a lot of people out there, but it is absolutely essential. You can't go to the next levels without working on this program. Having a horse, because here's what it does. It helps them understand that there's nowhere really to be but where they are. So going to the barn, going to the fence, going to the gate, going here where the horses are, none of that stuff is a place to be. The place to be is where you're going, where you are. Be where you are is what you're telling the horse. Okay? And then it just gets them comfortable going out on their own, okay, without being confined and guided by somebody else. And that's a tough thing for a young horse, and that's one of the first things they really need to get and accomplish, is being comfortable going out on their own.
So we've been actually just going straight lines up and down the arena, fence to fence, just trotting a little bit since that last time we stopped out here in the arena. Then I walked him up there and let him rest at the dummy. What I'm trying to look for here, we're going to try to find a place to stop, at least for a little while. I'm going to try these little, bringing him down to a little circle, a trot circle here, not all the way down to a walk, and then coming back out the other way. As soon as he gets me some good circles loping here and without running off, and I don't really care if he goes in a circle, as soon as he just lopes, just like this, and don't just charge out. He's kind of charging right there, so he's winded pretty bad, but heck, that's his problem. I ain't made him do none of this running around. I've only asked him to walk and trot and lope. Oh, if he'll give me this one more time around. No, that's a little bit too charging. Come on down. Just come down to this trot here, soften the touch. Just come back out the other way. Soften up. What I'm gonna do here is, as soon as he just lopes off, I don't care if it's in a good circle or what he does, take the whole arena up. Now he's starting to ask about loping around by himself. Right there, see how he didn't just, but he come around and he's like, I don't know what to do, I gotta run off. I just gotta show him, hey, ain't no sense in running off. So we'll come back around to the left and ask him to lope again. I'm not trying to lope circles or anything, I'm just trying to lope. I don't want to lope any direction or anything, I just want him, heck, I just want to lope. Not run, but lope. Oh, he wanted to lope, but then he come up off of it. Come around. So now I'm gonna start working my way back up this other side of the arena. See if he just figures out there ain't no point in even coming up here, because we're gonna do the same thing up here. I'm gonna pin him around right here. Circle here. There we go. Come right here. I like that little circle you lope right there. Now you're listening to it, reins and everything. There we go. All right, we're gonna have to give him a full break here. We'll play with these other horses and let him breathe. We might come back to him and see what he does. All right, so this horse has been resting. We let him catch his breath a while standing next to the sled, and he's been resting there for about, then we tied him off to the fence. He's been resting for probably 30 minutes or so. So I just want to see where he's at now. He was making progress when we quit. He finally, just loped. And I let him lope right up to that sled and stop. So now we're just gonna check him. So, he's walking around here, straight line, following the fence. I'm fine with that. And all we're gonna look for again is just, can we trot? I mean, even if he just follows the fence, can we trot? Can we lope without just running off? And thinking there's somewhere better to be. He's got to figure out that the place to be is just loping or trotting, wherever we are. Not in some certain spot, not standing still in some certain spot, but just loping or trotting wherever we are. He's going to the four-wheeler. I'm not going to let him cross that line so he don't get snagged on it. So just let him go around. He picks up a trot going to wherever. I don't know where he thinks he wants to go here, but when we get there, I'll add some pressure. So I'm adding very light pressure right here with my legs. Just squeezing very lightly. Get on that chain drag. So let him know that this is not going to be a place where I leave him alone. Okay? I don't know why he thinks this is a good place to be, but it's not. It's not a good place to be. Let's do this. Don't get on the chain drag. Okay. So if he wants to do that, let's change some directions that make that be a little bit of pressure. I'm gonna change him away from the fence here a little bit. He's done so much. I'm gonna add some pressure right here. Change him back into the fence. Come on. Let's change him into the fence here. Or just check him up on the fence. Let's come around a full circle. Let's see if he'll come off the fence here and watch this. Help him a little bit. Send him out in the middle. Take all the pressure off. Just to kind of show him there's somewhere else I'll leave him alone, which is out here. Just away from all that. I don't know where he's trying to go, but I need to just let him go there. Oh, he's wanting to go to the sled. Now he wants to go to the box. He thinks he likes this box. And I'm here to tell you, y'all can disagree all you want, but the reason he thinks he likes this box so much is because he's had a lot of rest in this box. Because everybody's little program to get their horse good in the box is to rest them in the box and score a lot and treat them all nice in the box, hoping that they'll get good in the box. And it don't work, because all you do is create a magnet right there that you don't need. You want the box to be somewhere that they're like, okay, I'll get soft as long as you let me leave and go make this run so we'll be finished. That's what we want the box to be. We don't want that to be the place they want to go. And back at the camera lady, back at the sled, all this, he thinks it's the place to be. Let's see though. I'm gonna start to say right here, I don't care where you go. Let's just see if you'll lope for me. So I'm gonna ask him into a little lope right here. Right there. Atta boy. Right there. I'm just gonna let you walk. Come right out. Y'all missed some of that, but that's okay. I'm just gonna let him come over here and stand right here in the middle of the arena for a second, because he gave me a good little soft lope right there. So I don't care where he lopes, but I do care where I rest him. So He loped pretty soft right up there, just circling the camera. Loped really soft actually. The reward is to come out here and just stand for a second. So the big issue right now that we're working on is being able to come up in a lope and not just take off and then come back down easy out of it and just stop. So what he'll figure out is that if he lopes nice and easy, then I'll give him the rest. But I'm going to be very particular where I give him the rest. I'm not going to be particular where I lope him. And I'm not going to be particular that he lopes in a circle. I really don't. I'd prefer if he just loped the whole arena. Just followed the fence, to be honest with you. That'd be ideal. We can get circles later. He's loping to the right again. This is what he's kind of doing pretty good on. I'm just going to let him lope right here and let that be a release. Just go in here. No pressure. Just easy. Just easy. Let him go. Coming right in front of the camera. That's all right. Just right there. Loose rein loping. That's all we're looking for. He's kind of ducking over there. But that's all right. At least he's just loping. Oh, don't run over the chain drag. Just give me a little lope. Let's go this way. Let's see if we can't ask him. Good night, cuz. You gonna run over the dummy. All right, come around this way. Let's lope this way. Let's just lope off down here. Let's just lope. He's a little bit strong, but let's see if he'll come back to me. Watch this. Let me help him a touch. Pick him up right here. Just give it back. Just pick him up. Come on. Pick him up. Pick him up and give it back. Pick him up and give it back right there. Pick him up, down to a trot. Get him to come up on it. Soften up right here, back and forth. Let's lope off. So if he wants to lope right here, I'll let him do that. I just want him to know that it's okay to just lope and not run off. So if we see if it gives us those little circles. There we go. A little bit chargy, so we're just gonna come up, pick up, come down to a trot, back off. Down to a trot, just pick up, and back off. May come back and go this way. Down to a trot. Back off. If we'll lope this whole arena, I'll be happy. Right here. He's getting a bigger circle. Oh, he's getting a little fast, so we're going to come down to a trot. Back this way. And back off. There we go. He's loping a little fast, but he's not just running off. All right, down to a trot. Back off. Down to a trot. Back off. There we go. Oh, he's picking up, down to a trot. Easy. Back off. Down to a trot. Back off. Over and over. Down to a trot. Pick up here. There we go. Back off. Right there. Down to a trot. Real soft. I'm lifting him up here because he really needs to stand his body up. And he'll come down later. But I'm just helping him. There we go. That's a decent little lope right there. He's still fast, but he's not running off. Let's go down to a trot. Hey, he's waiting on me there. Hold it. Down to a trot. Easy. Come around right here. There you go. All right, trot. Let's go back and forth a little bit. He's kind of charging back out because he's expecting to lope off again. So we'll just go back and forth. See, all we're having to do is help this sucker. He just needs help. He just needs help knowing what to do. Nobody's ever showed him what to do. They've only ever forced him into a position. Just lope. I'm not loping him in a circle or anything. Circles are on him. Let's see. Just let him go. Nice. Nice. He's loping fast, but he's not running off at all. He's ducking in a little bit, but see how he's freed up in the arena? He's loping a straight line now. We hadn't had that all day. He's up. That's okay. If he wants to lope a straight line, I'll let him go to where he was going, and he'll get a little rest right here, actually. He loped to one of his spots that he likes to run to, and he didn't run off to it. He just loped to it. Hey, you get to your spot right there. There's your rest. So, it's the first time all day that we've seen him just lope straight line. Now, he was going somewhere he wanted to go, but he loped. He didn't run. He didn't just charge. So, I'd say that's a pretty big improvement. I'm not going to stay right here very long because he needs to start going to where this isn't so much of the... We like for this to be the place for him to be, but there's got to be some other places that he wants to be that'll help us too. Just loping around, trotting around easy. Heck, just following the fence even. But we definitely need to make sure that the box hadn't got nothing to do with that, rest-wise, and tied to the fence over there, that spot. Don't need to be it. It just needs to be going. Just going straight, soft and easy. All right, so he's going, where's he going? To the box. All right, here we go, in the box. All right, let's just move around then. There's another shoe. Come off of it. Okay, that's not it. I got you. Good job. All right, let's just lope him off here. Let's just lope off. Oh, let's just lope off. Where are you going? You think this is the place? What? Where's the place? That ain't the place. Let's turn back right here. You don't want nothing to do with this, I promise you. Well, this corner ain't no good either. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Right there, I'm holding my legs on. Putting a little spur on him, actually. Oh, down the fence here. That's not good. Let's turn back. Come on, turn back. There we go. All right. He comes to, oh, pressure, 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 pressure. Just pressure. All right, now the pressure's off. Okay. Let's see. All right, no box anymore. I'm just gonna circle the dummy. Well, that's not really where we want to be either. But if he'll just lope, that'll be all right. He's kind of ducking because he's ducking to the dummy, but let's see what he does here. Just lope a big circle. Lope wherever you want to go, just lope. He's kind of dived into the inside, but that's because he don't know how to carry himself, but at least he's just loping. That ain't bad at all. All right, let's come right here. Just pick up and trot. Let's just trot. Trot on a loose rein. Let's trot this way. Let's stay this way. Let's start guiding a little bit. Stay between them reins. Follow the fence. Let's guide him around there. See if he'll just lope. There we go. He's kind of loping fast, but hey, he wants to go back to the thing. So wherever he's loping too fast here, we're going to just, he's going to figure out that ain't getting him nowhere. So, because we're going to keep on rolling. Do it again. There's no relief over here. The relief is just loping somewhere. That's where the release is. Just loping somewhere. Like going over here ain't gonna make no difference. I don't care if you lope over here, if you lope over there, just lope. And make it comfortable for yourself. There we go. Oh, he's asking to come down. He's asking to come down to a trot. Just send him back off. Let's just see if he'll just Let's just go straight. Oh, where are we going? That ain't gonna get you nowhere. Let's just go. Yeah, look at there. Now we're loping straight lines, people. Now we're just loping all over. Oh, wherever you're going, it don't matter. It ain't gonna get you nowhere. It ain't gonna get you nowhere. Let's go on down the arena here. It ain't gonna get you nowhere. Oh, here we go. Come back down. Let's just go the whole arena. No point in getting in a hurry. Just don't fall, you idiot. Good night. There we go. You can do it easy. Let's go slow. Right here. There we go. Just come up. Right there. See there? See, he needs some of this to where he learns that it don't do him no good to run nowhere. Just lope the whole dang pen and learn to get comfortable just going around. I'm helping him a little bit here, picking up on him, because he just needs some help. I'm not gonna hold him right here, he's charging, so I'm gonna let him charge, but he's going to have to see there ain't nowhere to go, and it don't do him any good to get there. Help him right here. Whoa, I'm gonna stop him here because he's pretty tired, and so maybe he'd rather be down here anyway. So, you know, he needs to just get comfortable going like that and coming back down.
I hope this video was helpful to you. We hope to have more stuff coming like this and really bring in quality horsemanship into the roping world. And because I think it's absent, I think it's present on a high level, especially a lot of these fraternity horses, a lot of the high level ropers. There are some guys that are doing things really well. And but there's not a ton of information from them because they're so busy. They're busy making fraternity horses. They're busy trying to make the NFR. There's all kind of stuff going on with those guys. But there's a lot of people doing this type of work with rope horses. But there's not a ton of information out there about it, so that's why we're here. We're gonna do some with calf roping horses because that's actually more of a specialty of mine, is roping calves, and I think calf horses could use a lot of help, a ton of help. And but the good news is there's some cool stuff you can do with a calf roping horse that's actually a good bit different than what people have done with them for a long time. And it's fun. It's fun to play with. It's fun for the horse. And it makes a dang good horse. It really does. So I hope you guys come back to watch more. We'll try to put more videos out. It may be few and far between because we want it to be substantial like this, and we want it to be very beneficial, and I hope it helps you. Thank you. See ya.